Hey, what's up, you guys? Matt Thibeau here with Savant Marketing Agency, and in this video, we're going to talk about the top 4 mistakes that most contractors make when they're booking an estimate from online lead generation. If you're watching this right now and maybe you do lead generation online, maybe you have an agency that is generating leads for you, but you're struggling to book estimates and close jobs, or maybe you're running your own ads, or maybe just in Facebook groups or whatever, and you're constantly seeing that you're struggling to book estimates properly and then convert those into jobs. This video is going to give you the top 4 mistakes that most contractors make and what to do about it so that you can fix your appointment setting process and really nail down your sales strategy. So if you keep watching this video, you're going to learn a lot about how can you make the most of the leads that you do get, qualify them quickly, be able to book the appointment, meet up, be professional, and close the deal. So keep watching. So tip number one, mistake number one that most contractors make when it comes to booking appointments and booking estimates is not qualifying leads quick enough and effectively enough through whatever medium they're using. Maybe it's Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever, not qualifying them enough. Now, what does this look like? Well, if you message below, you can just say discovery call script. We actually have a script with 7 questions that you should ask prospects before you drive out for that estimate. A lot of contractors, what happens is they don't qualify leads enough, and then they drive out to an estimate, and then the person isn't there. The person is like shocked at the price. It's a completely different job than maybe they thought. It's just not what they were expecting, and they went through all this trouble and gas money to drive out, and then it's not even what they were expecting, and they just wasted a whole bunch of time. If you want to start scaling your construction business, you're going to have to start protecting your time more and becoming very efficient with your time and not just driving out to any old estimate. You want to make sure that when you do drive out there, it's a qualified lead, that you have an understanding of the job and that they are going to be someone you want to work with. So if you want to know those 7 questions to ask, you can comment discovery call script below and I'll send that over to you. No charge. You can just take a look at that. That's what we use with all of our clients. It will help you qualify people very quickly and know if it's worth your time. So that is mistake number 1, not qualifying leads. The second mistake, though, is over-qualifying leads through Messenger, and I've seen this a lot as well. Now, what this will look like is typically related to some kind of price type thing, budgetary qualifying, right? So some contractors, what they'll do is they'll say, okay, what's your budget? They'll say what are you willing to spend for a project like this? And they put it in the client's ballpark, right? They'll say, well, what's your budget? That's a really bad question to ask, especially if you're trying to do budget qualifying, in the initial touch point. There's a lot better questions to ask, that will reveal what budget they're working with, maybe what materials they want, maybe if they worked with a contractor in the past, maybe just understanding kind of what's involved, right? But if you just say straight out of the gates, hey, what's your budget, blah, 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 or over qualifying, hey, when do you want this done? And if it's not quite within the right timeline, you just discount the person. Sometimes people just need a little bit of education, right? And so maybe in the immediate, their understanding of what it costs or their understanding of timeline or their understanding of what they need isn't right. But that is an opportunity for you to educate them and say, hey, based off of what you're saying and what you want, that's actually not going to work, but we still could help you out. Would you be willing and open to maybe some other options or blah, 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 right? And so over qualifying, you don't want to discount a lead super quickly either. You want to be able to assess, okay, is this person at least open to a different line of thinking, right? They open to being educated, because if you qualify them too quickly and you just say, they said that they're only willing to spend 10 grand on this project and it's 15, they're not the type of client I want to work with. Well, maybe they were willing to move up to 15. They just were under the impression for some reason it would be 10. So you want to also be able to see hey, are they able to have some leeway here? Are they able to, are they open to being educated? So that's really important too. You don't want to overqualify your leads until you get on the phone with them as well. There's a fine balance between that. Number 3, this one is one that I see a lot and it flies under the radar. Most contractors will do this and it's hurting you a lot if you're not aware of it. And that is playing hard to get. And what I mean by this is when someone reaches out to you through an ad or they comment on a post or whatever and they say, hey, I'm really interested, I'd like to get a quote, never, ever, ever, ever comment back and say, yeah, we'd be happy to give you a quote. Here's our number, give us a call. Like, doing that is going to put up barriers for people to contact you. And a lot of contractors, when they hear that, they'll think, well, if the person is really serious, then they're going to give me a call. They want that quote. The problem with that is that you're assuming that people are comfortable to just like call a stranger like that. It's also a barrier of entry for them to like have to call you. You want to make that process as easy as possible for them on their side. And so the best thing that you could do is flip the script and say, hey, we'd be happy to give you a quote. Message me your details, your name, your number, and your phone number. Your name, your number, and your email, and we'll give you a call within 24 hours or whatever and discuss your project. You want them to leave their details with you, and then you can give them a call from there. That's the more professional way to do it, because they can just simply leave their details. They're saying, I'm interested, and then you follow up from there. Having someone expecting that someone's going to give you a call from an ad or whatever, that like if you just respond and say, hey, yeah, like, give us a call here, you're kind of coming across that you're too busy for them or that they're not a priority. It sends the wrong message, and it's counting a lot on them to actually take the action. You want to make that as simple as possible. You want to remove barriers, not add barriers. And so doing that is going to really help you get a lot more estimates booked. You're going to be surprised of the quality of leads that will not be willing to call you, but if they leave their details and you call them, will be willing to move forward with you and are great clients. So don't play hard to get. Ask them for their details, and then you call them. They don't need to be calling you. And then the last one, number 4, the fourth mistake that a lot of contractors will make is not setting clear expectations for that estimate. What I mean by this is they don't set a specific time of when they're going to be coming by for that estimate. They'll just say, yeah, like, what's your address? I'll swing by in the afternoon. You can't be doing that, because this is how you're going to show up and the person's not home. It sends the wrong message. It basically shows that you're not like a very precise person, that you're not on the ball. I always recommend set a specific time. Hey, we're going to be there Tuesday, 2 p.m. That work for you, right? Set a specific time. Another thing is being very clear on what is actually going to happen during that meeting, right? Give people the preemptive idea, like the concept of like what's going to happen. Hey, we're going to show up, we're going to take some measurements, we're going to learn a little bit more about like what you're exactly looking for in terms of materials. And then what we're going to do at the end is I'm going to go in my truck, I'm going to write up a quote for you. It's going to take about 20 minutes. I'm going to come back in, and you and your wife can sit down and we can all look at it together. Sound good? You want to make it really, really clear of exactly what they can expect from that meeting. If you don't do that, then you're risking quite a few things. You're risking them not being there on time. You're risking no decisions being making there. You're risking the fact that they don't know if they will be given an opportunity to make the decision to move forward, or if you're just going to email it over, or if you're going to make another meeting afterwards. You need to give them clear expectations from that estimate, and that's how you're going to be booking more estimates and how you're going to be closing more jobs from those estimates. So be very, very clear on what is happening. Tell them the exact time. Make sure that all the decision makers are there. So at the end, you should say, hey, you mentioned that your wife, Sally, is also really involved in this project. I would like for her to be there as well. Is she free at Tuesday at 2 p.m. as well? Or does another time work better for both of you, right? And so you want to be really certain that the decision makers will be there as well, because if they have specific questions, you want to be able to answer those questions and not the person that you talk to afterwards, because they're not going to be able to explain it the way that you explain it, right? And so these are the 4 mistakes that I see most commonly contractors make when it comes to booking estimates and appointment setting. I hope you found this video helpful. If, again, you want to see those 7 questions to ask on a discovery call, you can comment below discovery script. I'll send over that script to you. It has the 7 questions to qualify, and you can check that out too. But guys, I hope you have a great day. I hope you found this video helpful. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. You can comment below if you have any questions. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk again real soon. See you later.